about in thermodynamics about enthalpy of formation. अब enthalpy of formation exactly क्या बोलता है? What does it say? It is defined as heat change. अब heat change मतलब क्या? Heat evolved or heat absorbed. So what is defined as heat change? Whether heat evolved or heat absorbed. कब? When one mole of any substance, clear, is formed from its elements. One mole is formed from its elements. When one mole is formed from its elements, clear, under standard conditions of temperature and pressure. Under standard conditions of temperature and pressure. So, under standard conditions of temperature and pressure. Is this clear? अब standard condition हम लोग mostly किसको लेते हैं? Just now I told you 298 Kelvin temperature and 1 bar or 1 atm pressure. Clear? Standard enthalpy of formation means what? When the heat change, when one mole is formed from its elements under standard conditions of temperature and pressure. And what is the standard condition? 298 Kelvin and 1 bar or 1 atm pressure. अगर इसी को हम लोग standard enthalpy of formation बोलेंगे तो क्या? Again the same thing, 298 Kelvin and 1 bar pressure. मैं इसको आपको एक reaction से समझाता हूँ. C plus O2 gives off CO2. You all know it's a gas. Is this clear? Right? But here, carbon is solid, oxygen is gas, and carbon dioxide again is gas. And when it is revolved, जब ये दो elements, कौन से? Carbon and oxygen, when they react with each other, it gives one molecule of carbon dioxide in the gaseous state. In the gaseous state, of course. Now here you can see here, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया था, इसका del F enthalpy of formation, it is always equal to minus 395 or minus 393.5 kilojoule per mole. Clear? How much it is? It is this much. So 1 mole of carbon dioxide gas किससे बना? It is formed from those two elements. One is carbon and one is oxygen. Is this clear? Right? And this much amount of heat in its standard form is produced. Clear? So standard enthalpy of formation of carbon dioxide कितना है? Minus 393.5 kilojoule per mole. Clear? And we have the formation of it. जैसा मैंने आपको इसके बारे में बताया था कि अलग-अलग standard enthalpy of formation अलग-अलग compounds का किसी भी chemical reaction में आप standard enthalpy change को calculate कर सकते हो. How you will calculate? Del R of H degree is equal to, clear? है ना? So standard enthalpy change, it can be calculated by summation of del F, जैसा मैंने आपको बताया था, H degree of what you regularly call as the product, minus summation del F H degree of इसका, that is of reactants. So reactants minus products, when you will do it, you will get the standard enthalpy change in the formation. Clear? Now we will talk about one more thing. और ध्यान से सुनिएगा उसको. ये 10th क्लास में हम लोगों ने पढ़ लिया है. We will next talk about the enthalpy of neutralization. Next we will talk about what? Enthalpy of neutralization. है ना? Neutralization किसको बोलते हैं? जैसे मैं आपको एक फैक्ट बताता हूँ. जब भी आपको एसिडिटी की प्रॉब्लम होती है, तो आपकी मम्मी आपको इनो जरूर देती है. ये आजकल नया आ गया जीरा सोडा. जीरा सोडा नहीं, पता नहीं क्या बोलते हैं. जीरा कुछ ऐसे कुछ और आया है, आई डोंट नो. इनो देती है. क्या कभी आपकी मम्मी अगर आपको एसिडिटी हो जाए तो कभी आपको क्या कोई एसिडिक सब्सटेंस देती है? नहीं। आपके पेट में अगर एसिड हो गया है, ध्यान से समझिएगा, इसको थोड़ा सा गौर से समझिएगा, एंड दैट इज व्हाट यू कॉमनली कॉल एज, सपोज इफ यू हैव डेवलप्ड एसिडिटी, in case if you have developed acidity, for example, here, so what is neutralization reaction? सबसे पहले किसको बोलते हैं? 10th में भी पढ़ा और कई बार काम आता है. What is neutralization reaction? When an acid and a base react with each other to form salt and water. तो इस टाइम पे जो आपकी बॉडी में एंथैल्पी चेंज होती है, whatever the enthalpy change which occurs inside any particular substance, clear, that is called as enthalpy of neutralization. Is this clear? तो जैसे मैंने आपको बताया था कि इसको हम लोग थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट तरीके से लेते हैं. In terms of enthalpy, when 1 gram equivalent of acid is neutralized by a base, what I am saying, 1 gram equivalent of acid is neutralized, as I very clearly told you, when 1 gram equivalent of acid is neutralized by a base. Clear? Mostly this, then it gives you what? Salt and water. Mostly this type of reactions, it takes place in dilute aqueous solution. मैं इसी को प्रैक्टिकली करके दिखाता हूँ आपको. Let us see acid. मान लीजिए मैंने ले लिया HCl. If I have taken an acid, that is what you call as HCl. और मैंने base ले लिया NaOH. I have taken HCl as an acid, and if I react together, what it will undergo? NaCl plus H2O. As you can see, acid and a base, when they reacted together, it formed salt and water. Is this clear? और इसमें enthalpy क्या होगी? Enthalpy del of neutralization of H. Del of neutralization of H is equal to negative, मतलब heat evolve हो रही है, minus 57.1 kilojoule per mole. So this is the amount of heat evolved when 1 mole of NaOH reacts with 1 mole of HCl, and what it gives you? Minus 57.1 kilojoule per mole. Is this clear? Right? है ना? And as I told you, जैसा मैंने आपको बताया था, इसको हम लोग थोड़ा सा आयोनाइज करके भी चल सकते हैं. कैसे करेंगे? Na पॉजिटिव करके देखिए और OH नेगेटिव. HCl में क्या आ जाएगा? H पॉजिटिव, Cl नेगेटिव. यहाँ पे Na पॉजिटिव, Cl नेगेटिव, और ये वाटर को आप ऐसे भी लिख सकते हैं H पॉजिटिव प्लस OH नेगेटिव. Is this clear? Right? तो एंथैल्पी ऑफ न्यूट्रलाइजेशन की एक और डेफिनेशन है. क्या है? एंथैल्पी ऑफ न्यूट्रलाइजेशन किसको बोलते हैं? It is the heat evolved for the reaction between H positive ions. Heat evolved for the reaction between H positive ions. ये H positive ions कौन दे रहा है? एसिड देगा. और OH negative ions ये कौन देगा? बेस. तो heat evolved when an acid releases H positive ion and when a base releases OH negative ion. Is this clear? और ये दोनों मिलकर के क्या बनाते हैं? To form 1 mole of water, that is H2O. 1 mole of water, that is H2O. So this is commonly called as neutralization reaction in terms of thermodynamics. Thank you.